I welcome you all in today's online clinical meeting on behalf of the Gurukul Global Academy. This platform provides you medical education with mission of building the future of healthcare. We provide 25 plus super specialty courses in Ayurveda with the integration of Ayurveda and modern science. We conduct clinical meetings, CMEs, workshops, and hands-on training. Before starting our today's clinical meeting, we seek blessings from Lord Dhanvantari.
नमामि धन्वन्तरीरादिदेवं सुरासुर वन्दितपादपद्मं लोके जरारुक् भयमृत्युनाशं दातारमीशं विविधौषधीनां शङ्खं चक्रं जलौकान् दधतमृतघटं चारुदोर्भिश्चतुर्भिः सूक्ष्मस्वच्छातिरुद्यांशुक परिविलसन् मौलिमं भोजनेत्रं कालाम्भोदोज्ज्वलाङ्गं कटितटविलसच्चारु पीताम्बराढ्यं वन्दे धन्वन्तरिं तं निखिलगदवन प्रौढदावाग्निलीलं प्रौढदावाग्निलीलं प्रौढदावाग्निलीलम्.
Brief about the Gurukul Global Academy. You can visit our email and website, the gurukul@parasnathclinics.com and the gurukulglobalacademy.co.in. If you have any query and doubts, you can WhatsApp me on 9969119134. We are available on social media through Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Next. Now moving to today's online clinical meeting. Today's topic is Naad Pariksha, diagnostic aspects and therapeutic considerations. And we have our today's guest speaker, Dr. Aniruddha Kulkarni, sir. Next. Vaidya Aniruddha Sridhar Kulkarni. Sir is a senior Ayurvedic physician, teacher, author, researcher. Over 3 decades of clinical and academic experience. Sir got trained directly under the legendary Vaidyaraj Atmaram Vaman Datar Shastri and got essence of Panchabhautik Chikitsa. Sir has delivered numerous national and international lectures, conducted workshops across India and Europe, and authored several widely used textbooks in Marathi, Hindi, English. As a secretary of Vaidyaraj Datar Panchabhautik Chikitsa and Sanshodhan Kendra Sangli, Sir has actively contributed to education, research, and public health awareness. His work reflects a lifelong commitment to reviving classical Ayurvedic wisdom through rational, experiential, and compassionate practice. Now I request Vaidya Aniruddha Kulkarni, sir, to proceed. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, Dr. Datta, and I'm thankful to the Gurukul Global Academy for providing me platform to share my thoughts on Naad Pariksha. It is the examination of the sound, which is a part of a Udar Pariksha, abdominal examination, which is a popular diagnostic tool in Panchabhautik Chikitsa. So, next. To start with, we seek blessings from Lord Dhanvantari, Santa Kula Shiromani, Santa Jnaneshwar Mauli. Next, my Guru, Vaidya Atmaram Vaman Datar Shastri ji, who pioneered the Panchabhautik Chikitsa. And many of you may know his career graph, so I will not go into it. But main thing is that he has written 6 books and in Marathi, and founded the Vaidyaraj Datar Panchabhautik Chikitsa and Sanshodhan Kendra Sangli. And through this organization, charitable trust, we conduct many activities to propagate Panchabhautik Chikitsa and the knowledge of Ayurveda. His demise was on 25th December 1995. So it is a great honor to him and his work that 31 years after his demise, we are still remembering him. We are still learning what the work he has done for us and Ayurveda, and try to improve our clinical practice. Next. Now, Naad Pariksha is the main chapter, but the main topic that I will talk more on. But main is the concept of Panchabhautik Chikitsa. Now, Panchamahabhutas are the basis of this universe and our human body. So that's why Acharya Sushruta says that Bhutebhyahu param yasmat nasti chinta chikitsite. It means that if any physician or any Ayurveda disciple, he thinks of Pancha Mahabhuta and understand the disease, select the medicines and different therapies and treat the patients, he will definitely excel. He will definitely get a grand success. So the Panchamahabhutas are the basis of the universe and our human body. They are the structural and functional units of our body. Next. Now here are the properties and functions of Panchamahabhutas. Everybody knows. But as we are talking today about Naad Pariksha, the main is Akash Mahabhut, that is Shabda Bahulam Akashiyam. So the Shabda Guna, it is the Tanmatra Guna of Akash Mahabhut. So the Shabda Guna, Tanmatra Guna, is specifically associated with Akash Mahabhut and the sense organ Shrotrendriya. So Akash Mahabhut has this Slakshna Sukshma Mrudu Vyavai properties, and it has functions like providing softness, porosis and lightness in the body. Next. Now, Panchabhautik Chikitsa, it is a concept of macrocosm and microcosm, that is Pindi te Brahmandi, Yavanto hi loke bhavishesha tavanta purshe, tavanto loke. That is, what is there in the universe is present in our human body, and what is in our human body, it correlates with the universe. So Nisarga and Sharir are one and same. Nisarga and Sharir ek. That's what Guruji says. Now the evolution and dissolution of Mahabhutas, the cause and effect principles. Now Karya Karan Siddhant, that was the main Siddhant on which this Panchabhautik doctrine or Panchabhautik thought process is based. Circadian and seasonal rhythms, acid-base balance, constitution. We know constitution, Vata, Pitta, Kapha Prakriti, Sattva, Raja, Tama Prakriti. But Datar Shastri has developed other kind of constitution based on the seasonal rhythms. That is Amla, Kshara, and Ubhayadharmi constitutions, and examination of the Agni Samstha. This is the main contribution of Datar Shastri to Ayurveda. And Agni Samstha is the main part we will be having a look next. Now, what is the main salient features of Panchabhautik Chikitsa? It's a baseline approach. It is a practically applicable review of major points in all the follow-ups, can be practiced with 20-30 medicines and with low doses. This is the very attractive point that Panchabhautik Chikitsa is gaining popularity, because you need a major 20-30 medicines, 40 medicines, and that medicines also we can use in low doses to get good results. Major focus on Dhatu Samya and then Apunarbhav or Rasayan can be applied to any new disease conditions. Any new disease condition can be thought of with the process of Panchabhautik Chikitsa and treated also. Next. Now disease. Disease, when you think of disease, the Rogam Adav Parikshet Tato Anantaram Aushadham. So Roga Adav Parikshet. Then we first have to understand the Roga. The Roga has two parts in it. Roga, that is Jnana of Vyadhi, and Jnana of Rugna. Next. Now Vyadhi, we know this Rogastu Dosha Vaishamyam, any imbalance, any disequilibrium in Tridosha or Mahabhutas leads to disease formation. Mainly all the Nija diseases, Nija Vyadhis, they are developed through the 6 stages, that is we known as Shat Kriya Kal, Sanchayan Prakopam cha, Prasaram Sthana Samshrayam, Vyakti Vedam cha yo vetti doshanam sa bhavet bishat. So understanding disease means understanding these all points. And Nidana Panchaka is the diagnostic tools we have to diagnose basically a disease condition: Hetu, Purvarup, Rup, Upshay, Anupshay, and Samprapti. Now Samprapti, you get 5 types of Samprapti, but main Samprapti type which is considered in Panchabhautik Chikitsa is Vikalpa Samprapti, that is Amshansh Kalpana, that is Guna Kalpana, means which guna is majoritarily disturbed. We think in terms of Tridoshas, we think in terms of Mahabhutas, as they are the basic dravyas which carry the gunas. But basically, what is happening inside our body is that the gunas, and especially the Gurvadi gunas, they are getting disturbed, and they are mainly the acting principles behind disease formation. So correcting the imbalance of Gurvadi gunas is the basis of all the treatment, all the Dhatu Samya therapies. That is the concept Datar Shastri has always put forward. Next. Now causative factors, cause effect therapy we know, that is and the mainly we can divide these causative factors in Santarpan and Apatarpan groups, that is hypersaturation and degeneration. The Santarpana hetus, they are rich in Prithvi and Ap Mahabhutas, while Apatarpan hetus, they are formed of Agni, Vayu and Akash. Next. Now Samprapti, how Samprapti goes: Yatha Dushtena Doshana, Yatha Chanu Visarpada, Nirvritti Ramaya Syasav, Sampraptir Jati Ragati. So I will not go deep into these things, but for understanding the disease, we have to look into these all major points. Next. So सर्वेषामेव रोगाणां निदानं कुपितामलः तत् प्रकोपस्य तु प्रोक्तं विविध अहित सेवनम. So we all know that Ayurveda believes that only three major causes are required for any disease condition to develop: asatmendriyartha sanyog, prajnaparad, and parinam, that is kal. So these three are there, and there asatmendriyartha sanyog and kal, they get deranged because of atiyog, ayog, and mithya yog. So you can find so many examples, so many causative factors which covers this atiyog, ayog, mithya yog of indriyartha sanyog and kal, and which is instrumental in development of disease conditions. As we say Naad, we say Shrotra, we say Shabda. So Vividha Ahita Sevanam. Many people we find with the Shabda Naad Visheshaha we are dealing with today, that the hearing to the very loud sound or not so good sound, as we all know, in all our festivals, in all our gatherings, there is a lots and lots of noise today. Noise pollution is much more today. So it all goes to Vividha Ahita Sevanam, and many patients you will find which has the they have the hetu causative factors of this everyone, this Naad Pariksha. That's why we have to interrogate the patient very deeply. Next. Now, causative background and pathobiology. Now, causative backgrounds, that is hetu, karan parampara, and samprapti. So Karan Parampara that Datar Shastri used is the basis of the similarities and differences I have right here, and why causative background is more important and practically more relevant than understanding regular samprapti. So basically we'll goes to the differences, that is causative factor and its journey to specific stage of the disease. It is very helpful in understanding why this patient has come to us in this condition or this stage of the disease. We can find many causes, but to zero in on a cause and assess its effects on dosha, dhatu, agni and srotas is most important. And how we do that with the help of history and abdominal examination. Next. Now there are different causative backgrounds we can find that I already have given: Santarpan, Apatarpan, and Tapan. That is the contribution of Datar Shastris. He has additionally described the Tapana kind of diseases with the Tej Mahabhuta involvement, and Tej Mahabhuta can be involved, can be pathological by two ways: Amla and Ksha. This is not the today's topic, so I will move ahead. But Santarpan, Apatarpan, and Tapan, these three are main causative backgrounds. Next. Now these are the Santarpanjanya Vyadhi, the list of Santarpanjanya Hetus and the Vyadhis. Next. Likewise, Apatarpanjanya Vyadhi and Hetus. See, why I am sharing this shlokas with your verses or references, because many times what we need to do when a patient comes to us, that basically decide, is this patient a Santarpanjanya Vyadhi or Apatarpanjanya Vyadhi. If it is a Santarpanjanya Vyadhi, you straightly get into Prithvi and Aap Mahabhuta causative backgrounds or causative factors. If it is a Apatarpanajanya Vyadhi, you look for Agni Vayu Akash causative backgrounds or causative factors. Next. Now, after examination of the disease, Roga Madhav Parikshet, it has two parts: disease, examination of disease, and examination of patient. Now, Rogastu Dosha Vaishamyam Dosha Samyam Arogata, Rogamadhav Parikshat Tattva Anantaram Aushadham, and all these how to examine a patient, how to they have so many references in our granthas. Pariksha Karino hi Kushala Bhavanti, Aptapt Aptatashchopadeshena Pratyakshakaranena cha Anumanena cha Vyadhin Samyak Vidyad Vichakshanaha. So there are many methods, many ways to assess the patient and his condition. Next. Now there are different kind of patient examination methods we have studied in our Roga Nidan, and we use them in practice also, like Dvivid, Trivid, Chaturvid, Panchvid, Shadvid, Ashtvid, Dashvid, So all these kind of Rugna Pariksha Vidhi are there. And according to the patient, according to the condition, we can use all these major factors, major points we can consider and use them in a diagnosis. Now, before Dashvit Pariksha, Acharya Charak, in his 8th chapter of Vimanstan, Rog Vishakjite Viman, has go for Dashvid Pariksha Bhav. And that way, in the Desha point, he has gone to the Rugna Desha. That is why the main thing when we examine any patient, we have to look for, what we do is a parikshana, observation, finding. Then we, according to the finding, we do pariksha, but our main aim is to assess and look for is pariksha bhav. What finally we are going to understand, which can help us in designing our treatment protocol. That is the important. But we start with the parikshana, nirikshana, findings, observations, that this there is a edema, there is a dyspnea, there is a obvious cough, so there is the patient is holding his abdomen, he is in pain. So such kind of findings, observations, they start our thought process, and we have to go up to the dosha and mahabhutas and literally up to the gunas to finally assess and see the things. Next. And what inferences we should draw from Rugna and Vyadhi Pariksha, that what is the life threat of Ayushya Baladnyan? Is this condition is life threatening? Rugna Baladnyan, how is the strength of the patient, and how is the strength of the dosha? So these 3 points will decide our plan of action. Next. Now these are different kind of Karan Paramparas which we find in our daily practice, and their how they affect the patients, like Santarpanjanya, Parthiv Apya, Tapan, that is Amlakshar, Buddhivadi, that is intellectual stress, then physical labor, that is the working in sunlight, standing, the malnutrition, Yanayan Adva, excessive traveling, swimming, wet and dry cold. So there are so many factors which are responsible for the patient's today's condition. Next. Now Udar Pariksha. Udar Pariksha is the basis of the Naad Pariksha. Naad Pariksha is a part of Udar Pariksha. So I will just go through the Udar Pariksha, and then we will thoroughly discuss about Naad Pariksha. Udar Pariksha, when to do, that is between 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Patient is on empty stomach, and liquid intake as water, tea, coffee is allowed 2 hours prior, but no solid food. So patient comes on empty stomach. Next. Now, when we look for what we do, this is hardness, softness of the abdomen. That is mrudu kathinyatva. Patient lies on his uh, patient lies down on his back, and he pulls his legs to the abdomen and fold his legs so that the abdomen is easy to palpate and percussion. And then we start the Udar Pariksha Paddhati. Udar Parikshan, we start hardness and softness of abdomen, and then hot or cold feeling on hepatic and splenic areas to dorsal surface of palm, palpation at hepatic, splenic, central renal, right renal, left renal, uterine area in female, garbhashay, percussion notes hepatic and splenic area. Next. Now in Mrudu Kathinya, we can see the Yakrut Vruddhi, Pliha Vruddhi, abdominal tumor, splenomegaly, hepatomegaly. If there is a guarding of the Udara Patala, that we can see. Next. So this way we start our Udar Pariksha by simple palpation and see whether the basic abdomen is soft or hard. Next. Now Ushna Shitatva, that is a feeling of hotness and cold. It is observed mainly on splenic area, because as Datar Shastri says that spleen is a storing organ and liver is a secretive organ. Yakrut sravi hai or pliha grahi hai. That's why you can find the more heat. Always you can find the more heat on splenic area compared to the hepatic area. But still, in the Tapana diseases, the diseases where Pitta, Ushnata, Tikshnata is more, like Kamala, Romantika, Shitala, Visarpa, Rakta Pitta, Ushnata Vruddhi, you can find the feeling of hotness in hepatic and splenic areas. Next. Pidana Sattva, that is palpation. Then we start our palpation of this right and left renal areas, the renal area, then Ubhayavrukka, 4 fingers below navel, Garbhashay at McBurney's point. So these are the points where on the abdomen you do the palpation. You start with the low pressure and go on increasing pressure steadily and see whether there is a tenderness. Next. Now the Naad Pariksha, the Shabda Gun. It is unique importance of Shabda attribute. As you know that Panchabhautas, when they form, when they evolve from Akash to Prithvi, and with their Tanmatra Guna, Vishesha Guna. That is, Akash has a Shabda Guna, Shabda Tanmatra Guna. Vayu is Sparsha, Tej is Rupa, Ap is Rasa, and Prithvi has Gandha. So, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, all these Tanmatra Gunas, and Vruddho api ekek Vruddho pare. That is, one Tanmatra Guna is added to the evolving Mahabhutas. It means that Akash Mahabhuta has only Shabda Guna in it, but Vayu Mahabhuta has Shabda and Sparsha Guna. Teja Mahabhuta has Shabda, Sparsha and Rupa Tanmatra Guna with it. Aap Mahabhut has Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, and Prithvi Mahabhut has all the Vayu Tanmatra Gunas present in it. Now, if we look at this evolution process according to our examination point of view, you can see that only Shabda, only sound is the guna, is the Tanmatra guna, is the property which is present in all five Mahabhutas. So, we can inspect, we can examine all five Mahabhutas only with Shabda Guna. See, Gandha Guna is only present in Prithvi Mahabhut. So, the Gandha Pariksha or olfactory perception, we can use in examination and assessment of Prithvi Mahabhuta, but we will not gain any knowledge regarding Akash, Vayu, Tej and Aap Mahabhutas with Gandha Guna. You can understand. That's why the Shabda Guna, the Naad Pariksha is the most important, because the Shabda or Naad is the only attribute which is present in all the five Mahabhutas. That's why we have to do the Shabda Pariksha and look for the status of Akash in that. Now, Shabda Pariksha, you will get the range of stony dullness to tympanic. That is stony dullness to tympanic. That is Parthiva to Akashya. Now, this is the range where you will, in this between the range, you will get the nadas. And the nada are taken in four hepatic and splenic areas. As you can see that we can feel the ribs with the 10 number rib we can feel, because 11 and 12th number ribs, they are floating, you cannot feel them. So from 10th rib to above, we have to take percussion notes at the intercostal spaces. If you take a percussion note or do Naad Pariksha at the rib part, you will always get a Ghananaad. But if you percuss at the intercostal spaces and move from lower to upward, you will get different kind of percussion note, different kind of naad you can hear, and you have to observe those naad and write them down in our case paper, and interpret them and analyze them and use them for the diagnosis as well as therapeutic point with the help of other things like what the patient's symptoms are, what is the causative background, what is his constitution, amlaksha, ubhayadharmi. Like we have to think and use the findings of Udar Pariksha. Naad Pariksha is one, Pidana Sahatva, Ushna Shitatva, Mrudu Katinetva, all these things what we have, the information we have got, we will see them. Now, in hepatic area, Yakrut के ऊपर पार्थिव, घननाद, agneya, buddhi, vayuviya, jaliya, you all naad can be heard in different kind of patients. In pliha also, parthiva, adva, agneya, buddhi, ghana, vayuviya and jaliya naad you can hear. Now, adva is a naad typically we get in the pliha on the splenic area, which indicates that the patient has traveled excessively or has a history of swimming excessively. You will see, because we live in Sangli mirrors, we have a Krishna river uh, in our city, very nearby Sangli city. So many citizens, they daily go for swimming to take a bath in Krishna river. Now that can be a causative factor, but and you can uh, find it on splenic region. Now buddhi naad, resonant notes, buddhi, that is if the patient has causative background or causes of the excessive stress, or he has a uh, intellectual stress, this is important. Now Datar Shastri has divided the intellectual stress in two parts, that is one which are professionals, and the second ones which are businessmen. Now professionals like doctors, teachers, chartered accountants, they think in one way, that is single way, but businessmen, they think in so many ways. So when you get a buddhi naad, resonant note on yakrut or pliha, you have to ask about this stress. And considering his profession or he's a businessman, you can use Jatamausi font or Saraswatarishta. Jatamausi font is useful in the Buddhi Nath of professionals, while Saraswatarishta is useful in the resonant notes or Buddhi notes in businessman. Likewise, for Adva notes, you have to go for Varangaka Ksha. Next. Now, this is the way where how we can do the Naad. Next. Now, when you take a Naad, you have this finger firmly at the intercostal space, and all other fingers, they are to be up and above this abdomen. So that way you will get a good note. Next. And the tapping hand, the tapping finger should be in 90 degrees. So it is a technique where which we have to follow while taking the Naad. Next. Now, what the advantages we get in abdominal examination, that is determination of causative factor background, determination of involvement and signs and symptoms to specific organs, evaluating prognosis of the disease, guide to making changes in drugs regime. Now all these factors are important. These are the indicators. The abdominal examination helps us in defining treatment, changing drugs, understanding the causative backgrounds, understanding the signs and symptoms, understanding the relation of signs and symptoms to specific organs. So it is a very great clinical tool to have. Next. Now these are the symptoms and diseases related to the liver. Next. These are the related to spleen, fever, fatigue. Now all these things can be understood by abdominal examination. Though we are talking today of Naad Pariksha, the Naad Pariksha has also a great role in deciding these things. Next. These are the major symptoms in related to the Vrukka. Next. Next, now how Panchabhautik Chikitsa medicines are decided according to the Naad Pariksha, and which Naad will guide to which medicine. Now, medicines for Yakrut. If you find Parthiv or Gananath, that is dull notes, stony dull notes, which indicates that there is a srotorod, there is a accumulation of arm, there is excess of Prithvi and Ap Mahabhut. These all factors, they contribute for the Ghananath or Parthivnath. If the patient comes with Malavibandha, our drugs are Palatrikadi Gugul, Palatrikadi Arishta, Tambra Bhasma, and Arogyavardhini. If the Mala is Grathit, that is hard stool, stony stool, dry stool, we go for Paripatadi Kada, Kumari Asav, and Chinsa Lavan or Anuloman Tel. If Agneyanad are there, and the Kshar Pradhan constitution, Kshar Pradhan disease is there, Paripatadi Kada and Rajni Yog are used. If Amla Pradhan constitution and Amla Pradhan causative backgrounds and diseases are there, Palatrikadi Arishta and Tamara Bhasma is used. Now for Buddhi and Vaivya Nada, Saraswata Arishta for businessman and Jatamasi Fant for professional. Next. In Pliha for Parthivnath, if Parthivnath and history of Adhva, we use Varangaka Ksha. If Parthivta or dullness is due to not majoritarily due to Adhva, that is excessive traveling or excessive swimming, but other Santarpana, Prithvi, Ap, Pradhan causative ingestions, we go for Rohita Rishta, Palatrikadi Gugul or Patoladi Gugul. If Agneyanad on Pliha are observed in Kshar Pradhan patients, then Paripathadi Kada, Rajni Yog and Girij are used. And in Amla Pradhan conditions in Agneyanad are there, Palatrikadi Gugul, Tamra Bhasma, Patoladi Gugul and Jingi Shardi are used. Next. Now medicines for Mutrapinda, which are not part of Naad Pariksha today, but in Amla Pradhan conditions, Hardu, Jingi Shardi and Chaturthaka are used. In Kshar Pradhan conditions, Shwa, that is Goksuradi Gugul, that is Shwa Danstadi Gugul, specially fortified in Panchabhautik way and Chandraprabha. Next. For Garbhashaya, Pidana Satva, Kanti Prabha, Jambu Kanti, Shrunga Kanti, Trivanga Bhasma, Jambutva. And if the history of Garbhashaya Nirharan is there, at the young age, Mahamanjishtati Kada is used. Next. And for more information, you can visit Vaidyaraj Datar Samstha's website, or where you can order Panchabhautik Chikitsa books and medicines online, and you can enroll in our courses. Now the DPCH, now the name of the course is changed, as we have affiliated with the Rashtriya Ayurvedic Vidyapith and ATAB, but the course is there, and we can contact Datar Samstha also for more information on Panchabhautik Chikitsa. Next. Now I will like to share a video of Udar Parikshan. Please play. Okay, in Marathi is all okay.
यांनी जी उदर परीक्षणाची पद्धती विकसित केलेली आहे, ती कसं उदर परीक्षण केलं जातं हे मी आपल्याला आता दाखवणार आहे. उदर परीक्षणामध्ये 4 भाग येतात. एक म्हणजे उदर भागामध्ये असणारे 3 अवयव, जे उजव्या बाजूला यकृत, डाव्या बाजूला प्लीहा, नाभीच्या खाली मूत्रपिंड आणि स्त्रियांमध्ये विशेषतः स्त्रियांमध्ये गर्भाशय. ही 4 अवयव ज्यांना अग्नी संस्था असं दातार शास्त्रींनी म्हणून ठेवलेलं आहे, तर त्याच्या परीक्षणाची ही पद्धत आहे. उदर परीक्षणामध्ये आपण 4 गोष्टी बघतो. पहिली गोष्ट म्हणजे मृदू काठिण्यत्व, दुसरी गोष्ट उष्ण शीतत्व, तिसरी गोष्ट पीडनासहत्व आणि चौथी परीक्षा म्हणजे नाद परीक्षा किंवा शब्द परीक्षा. आपण सुरुवात करूया मृदू काठिण्यत्वापासून. म्हणजे काय, तर पोट मऊ आहे का कठीण आहे, यासाठी सर्वसाधारणपणे पोट दाबून आपण पाहायचं की हे पोट मऊ आहे का कठीण आहे. दुसरं उष्ण शीत स्पर्शत्व. या हाताची जी मागची बाजू आहे ही मागची बाजू यकृताच्या क्षेत्रावर तशीच प्लीहेच्या क्षेत्रावर ठेवून आपल्याला त्यांच्यामध्ये दोन्हीमध्ये असणाऱ्या तापमानातील फरकाचा अंदाज येतो. तिसरं पीडनासहत्व. हे पीडनासहत्व आपल्याला ज्या ज्या ठिकाणी पाहायचं आहे ते मी आपल्याला आता दाखवतो. ही नाभी आहे, नाभीच्या खाली 4 अंगुळ नाभीच्या खाली हे जे स्थान आहे हे उभयवृक्कचं स्थान आहे. नाभीच्या बाजूला 4 अंगुळ डावीकडे हे वामवृक्काचं स्थान आहे. नाभीच्या बाजूला 4 अंगुळ हे दक्षिण वृक्काचं स्थान आहे. त्यामुळे उभयवृक्क, नाभीच्या बाजूने 4 अंगुळ, दक्षिण वृक्क, उभयवृक्क आणि वामवृक्क हे पीडनासहत्वामध्ये वृक्काच्या संदर्भातले 3 भाग आहेत. तसंच इथे आपल्याला आता हे आपण जर हे केलं पाहिलं तर आपल्याला ही शेवटची जी परशुका लागते, रिब लागते, ही 10 नंबरची परशुका आहे. 11 आणि 12 नंबरच्या रिब्स या फ्लोटिंग असतात, त्या आपल्या हाताला लागत नाही. त्यामुळे ही 10 नंबरची रिब जी आहे त्याच्या खाली हा जो आपला भाग आहे, हा आपला भाग हा आणि त्याचबरोबर ह्या भागाला आपल्या स्पर्शासहत्व किंवा या भागामध्ये आपलं लक्ष केंद्रित करून आपल्याला या पीडनासहत्वाचा अंदाज घ्यायचा आहे. जसा की तो उजवी आणि दक्षिण आणि वाम, यकृत आणि प्लीहा म्हणजे उभयवृक्क, दक्षिण वृक्क, वामवृक्क, यकृत आणि प्लीहा या 4 ठिकाणी पीडनासहत्व घ्यायचा. स्त्रियांमध्ये गर्भाशय जेव्हा आपण घेतो तेव्हा हा जो मॅकबर्नीस पॉइंट म्हणतो आपण, हा मॅकबर्नीस पॉइंट म्हणजे हा जो इलियाक क्रेस्ट आहे, हा आपण जरा फील केला तर त्याच्यापासून 4 अंगुळांवर स्त्रियांमध्ये गर्भाशयाचा पॉइंट येतो. त्यानंतर आपण बघूया की शब्द परीक्षा. शब्द परीक्षा ही 4 लाईन्स ज्या सरफेस अनाटॉमी मध्ये आपण बघितलेल्या आहेत त्या, एक म्हणजे मिड एक्झिलरी लाईन जी इथून इथे आहे, दुसरी अँटेरियर एक्झिलरी लाईन, तिसरी मिड क्लॅव्हिक्युलर लाईन आणि चौथी स्टर्नल लाईन. पुन्हा एकदा सांगतो, मिड एक्झिलरी लाईन, अँटेरियर एक्झिलरी लाईन, मिड क्लॅव्हिक्युलर लाईन आणि स्टर्नल लाईन. या 4 ठिकाणी खालून वरपर्यंत आपल्याला नाद घ्यायचे आहे. विशेषतः जेव्हा आपण हे परशुका जिथनं सुरू होतात 10व्या परशुकापासून, त्याच्या पुढच्या ज्या आहेत ते इंटरकॉस्टल स्पेसिस मध्ये 2 परशुकांच्या मध्ये असणारी जी जागा आहे त्याच्यामध्ये आपल्याला हे नाद पर्कशनचे नोट्स घ्यायचे आहेत. त्यानंतर यकृत आणि प्लीहेवर आलेले नाद आपल्याला तुलना करायची आहे, कम्पेअर करायचे आहे. ज्या ठिकाणी आपण यकृतावर नाद घेणार त्याच ठिकाणी प्लीहेवर घ्यायचे. या पद्धतीने हे उदर परीक्षण केलं जातं. या नादांमध्ये जे फरक आहेत, पीडनासहत्व आहे किंवा नाही, उष्ण शीतत्व आहे किंवा नाही, या सगळ्याचा आपण जो काही आपल्याला त्यातनं जे आपल्याला अनुभव येतील, जे काही रिझल्ट्स येतील, जे काही ऑब्झर्वेशन्स येतील, ते ऑब्झर्वेशन्स आपण मांडून घ्यायचे आणि त्यानंतर उदर परीक्षणाचा अंतिम निष्कर्ष आपल्याला काढायचा आहे. धन्यवाद.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Now I
you.
request everyone to put your questions in the chat box. Sir, we have received one question.
Ah.
Good evening, sir. Very insightful. How can we use Naad Pariksha in the examination for psychosomatic disorders like IBS?
As I said, Naad Pariksha is not confined to any disease condition. Naad Pariksha should not be confined to any disease condition, but it is a reflection of the causative factors, reflection of causative backgrounds, reflection of the samprapti, and reflection of the status of especially the avakash, that is space inside our body, which is the fundamental precondition for avyahata gati of vayu. So all these factors, they are to be understood by the Naad Pariksha. So it is not any kind, there are no different Naad in different diseases.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Next question is, while examining, which side physician should stand as of patient? Where examiner, physician, where to stand while examining the abdomen?
Yes, to be honest, Datar Shastri ji standed in left side, but I prefer to stand in the right side.
So any specific reason for that?
No, there is no specific reason. There should not be any specific reason to stand in on any side of the patient. There should not be any specific reason.
So next question is, how to differentiate between Akash Naad and Vayavya Naad?
Akashiya Naad are more hollow, focal, more hollow than Vayavya Naad, and Akashiya Naad are always they are very tympanic in nature, and Vayavya Naad are just like empty. Now hollow is more spacious, the more space is there, so you have to practice those naad and also correlate that naad with the condition, causative factors of the patient. There are so many things. See, you cannot stand alonely think about naad and practice. You cannot think about naad only and go for medicines. No, we have to look for all these things. We have to get your analysis right, your treatment protocol right, and then use the NAD as a treatment decider or diagnostic or prognostic kind of thing.
Thank you, sir. So next question is, please explain Samprapti determination with respect to Panchabhautik with example.
Now, Samprapti, see, there we all, in all our Nidan books and Chikitsa books, we have Samprapti with us. Everybody has by-hearted it with Samprapti. The main difference between the regular or Tridoshat Samprapti and Panchabhautik Samprapti is the consideration of causative hetu, causative background, and their aspects in the up to gunas, up to properties. When we say that Vata is Prakupita, Panchabhautik Chikitsa says that Vata is Prakupita with Ruksha and Khara gunas. Now this is the, and why Ruksha and Khara gunas? Because the patient has the causative factors, the causes like the malnutrition, lack of fatty food, or he works in a dry condition, like the correlation, the things which are considered in Panchabhautik Chikitsa, that is the main difference between the classical like Sanhita Samprapti and Panchabhautik Samprapti.
So next question is, if suppose patient is obese or bodybuilder with six packs, is there any different kind of Naad?
Yes. Naad will be different. That's why it is basically a very subjective kind of thing. When I first met Datar Shastri ji, and when we first saw this Naad Pariksha, we were actually thought that it is a percussion examination written in our Hutchinson, this examination with the second year, third year we studied, and you go and study again in clinical diagnosis, modern clinical diagnosis, you will see that the percussion has very little role in the diagnosis thing, kind of. But as we start to hear, analyze, and correlate that Naad with all the factors, you will see that it really has a different kind of perception. It can give you a different kind of perspective to look at the disease and treatment. So yes, you have to look for, you have to practice it, and then you will start to differentiate between the Naad and their relation with all other disease progressing factors, and use them as a diagnostic, prognostic, and treatment tool.
Thank you, sir. So next question is, if patient is suffering from right renal colicky pain or any acute abdomen where very severe tenderness is present, what will be the abdominal examination procedure?
Now, regarding there is no abdominal examination procedure like the procedure I have told you. But if the patient is self-explanatory, that is, as you said, that it has a right abdominal colic and an acute condition, you don't go for all the abdominal examination. You first try to assess why this acute condition has arisen, and then you settle the patient first, and then you go for the detailed abdominal examination and patient examination to define the causative background, the progression of the disease, and a long time or a good kind of holistic treatment plan for it. In acute conditions, you first have to settle the patient, and then after settling down the patient, you look for these major factors.
Thank you, sir. Now we end with our question answer session and we are moving ahead. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to inform you all that our respected chairperson is unable to attend today's event due to prior commitments. However, the chairperson has conveyed warm greetings to everyone present and extends sincere best wishes. Sir has expressed confidence that lecture of Aniruddha Kulkarni must be both meaningful and successful. Next. Briefing about our certificate courses in integrated oncology. We offer certificate online course in oncology. Next. This will be online. Duration will be 3 months and it will be operated through online Zoom meetings. Next. We also have online course on essential gynecology and obstetrics in Ayurveda. Next. We have also online course on essential Panchakarma. Next. This is our online and offline Panchakarma therapist training course. Next. Our next clinical meeting would be on 14th March and the topic would be lung cancer, modern oncology and integrative perspective. Our guest speaker would be Dr. Suchita More Madam, and it will be chaired by Dr. Kalpana Domse Madam. Next. Our next clinical meeting would be on 26th of March, and topic would be Vandyatva Chikitsa, a systematic clinical approach. Our guest speaker would be Dr. Priyanka Kamble Madam, and it will be chaired by Dr. Manisha Pawar Madam. Next. Now it is time for vote of thanks. I express our gratitude towards our guest speaker, Vaidya Aniruddha Kulkarni sir, our chairperson Vaidya Vinay Velankar sir. Special thanks to Ajit Labs Private Limited. Thank you for technical support, Mr. Yash and Mr. Ayush. We are grateful towards Dr. Bhalchandra Mahamuni sir for supporting us and providing us this platform. Be connected, and I declare that our today's clinical meeting is concluded. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.